All right, looks like we are live. What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. I hope all of you guys have had a fantastic launch week. Days. How many? It came out June 5th, the Switch 2. Okay. I hope all of you guys have had a fantastic opening, launch, and of course, Summer Games Fest and all sorts of stuff that's happening. It's been a busy freaking week for me, man. I have been so busy recording gameplay, recording footage, capturing all sorts of stuff. If you follow me on Twitter, you've been seeing some of my clips that I've been posting from my gameplay. I've got some direct feed gameplay that I've been doing, so all that stuff takes a lot of time. Been a lot of time in terms of editing and a lot of times of capturing footage and putting together the best possible review that I can put together. Yo, Cyber Taurus with the JoJo.
Going to start this off.
Yes, sir.
I get that everyone's experiences will be different.
Yep.
Or maybe you got a device with a defect or issue.
Maybe.
But come on, Tom Warren, really?
Okay, so people, like I said, I think sometimes people take my talk on Twitter like way too seriously. Or they take it as if I'm like trying to just defend and be mean and I have like really. But the only thing that I'll say about Tom Warren in terms of what he does, like, you can tell the people that are actually fans and play the games compared to the people that are just tourists and want to be a part of the conversation. And that's Tom Warren. That when it comes to Nintendo. Now, when it comes to Xbox, I think he actually plays stuff. I think he's actually excited for the games. I think he's actually interested in like PC and all that. But when it comes to Nintendo, the guy clearly doesn't play the games. He doesn't care about the backwards compatibility. He doesn't care about the games. He didn't play the Switch. And people don't like the fact that you're honest with somebody like him. And that's, like I said, I don't have anything against them, but I can see a fraud from a mile away. The people who just want to be a part of the conversation before the system even launched, super negative about that. Been the main source of spreading misinformation. He's spread multiple times misinformation. Doesn't know what Nintendo Switch software means. He also spread that the fact that it could be digital only backwards compatibility because Nintendo didn't confirm physical compatibility when we all know that Nintendo calls physical and digital software. But he was spreading that, oh, well, it might just be digital only. So that's the only thing that I'll say with him. Like I said, I think that he's a fine editor for Xbox and all that. But there is nothing wrong, in my opinion, of calling it how you say. It has nothing to do with defending Nintendo. The guy doesn't like Nintendo games. He doesn't play them. And clearly, he bought it to be a part of the conversation. And that's just my honest opinion. I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think he's stupid or anything like that. But clearly, he bought it to simply complain and be a part of the conversation. He didn't buy it to play games. He didn't buy it, like, probably likes like a Mario and that's about it, which he said that. He's only into it for Mario. You know what I'm like, a 3D Mario. Then after 3D Mario, he probably won't play it at all. But you know good and well he didn't buy the system to actually play it for the games because he likes Xbox stuff. So that's the thing. You know, me, I was upfront and honest about it when it comes to Xbox Series and PS5. Hey, I bought it for review, guys. Don't come to me. I'm not going to start posting a bunch of nonsense on Twitter about how it's this and this and this and this when I'm not even playing the games on it like that, you know? So that's all I'll say. Like I said, it's not a hate. It's not defend Nintendo. I just call it like I see it. I'm honest. And that's the problem. A lot of people don't like honesty on Twitter. They rather have hot takes and opinions and complaining. And then when someone's honest about somebody else in terms of how that person is, they get upset and say that you're attacking them or something like that, or you're defending. It's like, no, that's just how it is. That's how I see it. He's not posting anything when it comes to gameplay. He's not posting anything when it comes to hands-on to the different games. He's not posting anything. He's just complaining on Twitter. The guy's a tourist when it comes to Nintendo stuff, and that's it. And it's okay if you see that, and you see that he's not posting stuff like gameplay. There's nothing wrong with saying, okay, you're not posting anything. Like, you're just complaining. Like, so that's all I did, and some people jumped down my throat about that. But it's all good. Shout out, like I said, no shots at Tom. You know, I've used him as a source before for certain articles. I don't think he's a bad person. But it has nothing to do with defending Nintendo. It's just, like I said, I call it like I see it. There's been other people that have complained, you know, about what's it called? Have complained about certain things, and I agree with them if it's like actually talking about the games or something that's actually real, you know. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. Like I said, it's no hate towards him. It's just my opinion. That's it, you know. I think, like I said, he doesn't care, and he bought it because he wanted to be a part of the conversation on launch week and get clicks and drive engagement to his Twitter page and to The Verge. That's what I think he got it for. I don't think he got it to actually play games and enjoy. What up, Generation Elite? Feeling new Switch 2? I'm having the best time with it. Nice, let's go. Yeah, I wasn't just that post of your reply. It's literally everything you mentioned. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's if you gotta just be real with people. And that's the problem. Like, a lot of people don't want to be real and just be like honest. Like me, like I said, when I bought the PS5 and Xbox Series, I said, hey guys, this is for work. I'm reviewing it. But I wasn't posting also, oh man, like I wasn't doing that. I did wait a little bit, and I waited for Microsoft to get some time, and then I said, hey, and then I asked on Twitter, I was like, yo, is this like the worst rollout of Microsoft first party games that I've ever seen? Because they hadn't released a single game. Like, I didn't even say anything at launch. Like, I mean, which is fine. I mean, I could have said, like, the launch lineup is weak, but launch lineups are launch lineups. Like, I'm not expecting 5 billion first-party games at the launch of a system. Like, that doesn't make sense to even do that, you know? So I gave them some time before I said, hey, like, you know, what's going on with the launch, like, rollout? Like, they didn't have any first-party games, you know? And I said nothing. Even though the PS5's was not necessarily to my liking, I said, hey, look, there's some games there, you know? There's some stuff. So I was objective about it, you know? So, yeah. My opinion, I think Switch 2 just took what we like about Switch 1 and made them better. Not sure what other people wanted, but I'm happy with that. Yeah, it's like Switch 1, but it's considerably better. I think that's what people wanted. All the complaints that I saw with Switch 1 have been, for the most part, not everything, but for the most part have been addressed with Switch 2. So, like I said, you can tell who actually played Switch 1 and who liked Switch 1, and compared to people who just didn't like Nintendo and didn't like Switch 1, and then maybe they got one for some reason or whatever the case is and said, oh, I don't like it. You know, it's like, well, you never liked the Switch in the first place. Like, you got to be upfront. But here's the thing. A lot of these people want to play want to revise history, or they were faking it. When the Switch 1 first came out, or the games that were coming out, they were just simply saying, oh, okay, like, it's good because it was selling so well, you know? And I think at the end of the day, they might have not even liked it at all. So just be honest. Like, if you don't like it, then say you don't like it. That's all you got to do. You don't got to, you know, make up stuff and act like you're being objective. Just say, look, I don't like it, you know, and that's all you got to do. You know, just be honest. So yeah. This is, I'm being honest. Switch 2 feels like Wii U. How so? Explain to me how it feels like Wii U. Let's hear it. Let's be honest. We didn't need Switch 2, and this is fail. New honest guys. Yeah, right. I died live when MVG called him out on the Wi-Fi thing. Well, yeah, they went back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And I think MVG ultimately ended up saying something along the lines of, okay, yeah, it's slower than maybe some other things, but it was still significantly better, obviously, than Switch 1. But they talked about mesh Wi-Fi routers and stuff like that. I mean, I have a mesh router, so I mean, my Wi-Fi speeds are not bad. But once again, maybe we're comparing it to Switch 1. You know. So yeah. Let's see here. $599 for a less powerful iPad. $599 for a less powerful iPad. Yeah, so Switch 2 is not $599. So I don't know where you're getting that from. Maybe you're in a different country or something like that. But yeah, Switch is $450 where I live, at least, and then it's $500 for the bundle with Mario Kart. So yeah. Let's see. I can only honestly complain about the launch lineup. The battery I understand. Launch lineup, I don't agree with the launch lineup. I feel that this is the best launch lineup that Nintendo's had in the last 20 years, and I can explain more if you want me to. I can go further if you want. So yeah, Steam Deck better? Hey, sure. No problem. Steam Deck's better. If only other people felt the same way, so they can actually sell. Let's see here. Let's see. The game ain't $90. No, it's not. So yeah, I think a lot of people are just putting in lies here. $5.99. $90 games. Mario Kart World is $90, and it's a crime itself. Yeah, Mario Kart World is definitely not $90. It's $80. So yeah, it's $80. It's not $90. Yeah, explain it. Sure, I can explain it. Name another Nintendo launch in the last 20 years that had the variety of games, AAA AAA third party, and a major first party release. Name the systems in the last 20 years that had that. Go ahead. So that's my question to you. Name that. Name them. The last 20 years. Name it. GameCube came out 24 years ago. Came out in 2001. I said last 20 years. GameCube came out in 2001. Let's see here. Let's see here. I was about to say the same thing. They're just making stuff up to make stuff up. Yeah, there you go. Let's see here. I said Nintendo system lineup. Nintendo system lineup. Deported to Slim with the $5 dono. I don't have a Switch 2 because I keep getting confused by packaging.
Yes, I mentioned RGT
Okay, shoutouts.
again.
Oh, there you go.
Just upload video calling out those who complain SW2 is basically just Switch Pro. Bruh, not sure what's wrong about that. Also, you have this Nintending dude calling out Nintendo Prime not having sources on SW2 sales SMH.
Not having sources. He said it's an internal source. So we'll find out very soon. We'll find out very soon. Thank you to Border for the $5. I don't have a Switch 2 yet because I keep getting confused by the packaging in store and buying the Switch 1 accident. Can you send me the signed box, OJ? I'll send it to you. We have played the games they have at launch. Who's played them? I've looked at the sales numbers of all those games, and none of those games outside of Cyberpunk have sold any significant, like, 10 million plus copies or a crazy amount of copies. So who has? There's been a ton of people who haven't played all those games. So yeah. Nothing will get better in progress if we don't call them out. Hey, man. If you're not happy, you just vote with your wallet. But like I said, you're saying that everybody's played them. That's not true. You're saying that everybody's done this. You're just talking. You don't have anything that's actually factual in terms of it. Like, everybody's played them. You don't know everybody. The sales numbers definitely show that it's not everybody either. Like, it's ridiculous. Not on top of that, all the different systems launch with ports of games. Like, it's not anything new. Like, it's not anything new. Were you expecting 30 brand new games at the launch of the Switch 2? Like, what were you expecting? Like, that's what I want to know. Michelle with the $1 dono says, fair, base enough game, 80 plus tax, 90. Do you think it's reasonable price for content in the game? I'm still playing through Mario Kart World. I got it for 50 though, so I didn't get it for 80. So, I mean, if you bought it for 80, whatever, you bought it for 80, but I got it for 50. 3DS. The 3DS had a worse launch lineup. Yeah, the 3DS's big first-party launch game was Pilot Wings and Nintendogs. Those were the two first-party launches. And we can go over the rest of the games if you want to go over the rest of them. So, no, not the 3DS. Let's see. Ashoka Tana with the $10 says, it's too early to tell if Switch 2 success or not, but there's so much misinformation out there, too. Especially the videos of stores having extra stock. Those stink of agenda. Like, extra stock is good. You want to be able to have extra stock so people can kind of come in and buy it. So Nintendo can meet the demand. That's what you want. Let's see here. The 3DS launch lineup included games like Pilot Wings Resort, Super Street Fighter 4 3D, Super Monkey Ball, Lego Star Wars. The fact that you think that's actually a better launch lineup makes me say that you're definitely trolling God Emperor. Because Street Fighter 6 is definitely better than that version of Street Fighter. And then you have stuff like Cyberpunk, and you have stuff like Yakuza 0. You have Bravely Default. You have significantly better games than all those if you go look at the reviews for those games. So I think you're just trolling at this point. Yeah, he's definitely trolling. Deported with the $2, it says, OJ, I want your thoughts on MK World 9.0 meta. Yo, shoutouts. Yeah, Mario Kart World 9.0. But it's not done yet, though. I did predict that it'd be like a high 80s. So I do think that it'll be a little bit lower, a little bit lower. So yeah, I do predict that. But we'll see. But yeah, I predicted like high 80s. That's what I predicted for Mario Kart World. But there's not enough reviews yet, Deported. So we'll get more reviews in, and then we'll kind of go from there, So yeah. Let's see here. Third-party devs using geek cards as chat. Surprise, CD Projekt put the game on all the cart. I don't know why you're surprised, considering they put the game on the full cart for The Witcher 3. So they did that on Switch 1. They're one of the very few. So if anybody was going to do it, it was going to be them. So I don't know why you're surprised. They did the same thing on Switch 1. Shoko Tano with the $5 says, I like the Sony State of Play, but I find it funny most of the games are multi-platform. No one complains. I mean, there was people complaining about the State of Play, but I mean, multi-platform games can still be good, so it's okay. Some YouTubers really cling to the idea extra stock in stores equals Switch 2 overhyped, not selling. Yeah, it's a moronic take because they're so used to everything having such low stock. The fact that Nintendo was actually able to meet demand and then some is actually a good thing. So we'll see when the sales numbers come out. They'll be coming soon. Let's see here. Lots of seething and coping. I see quite a bit of seething and coping when it comes to people just acting crazy for some reason. I don't know why. Launches for systems do make people act really nuts, though. I will be honest. Like, launches just gets people acting insane for some reason, and I don't know why. I don't know why it does. They just all of a sudden forget everything that's happened and then just go into like a certain mode of like angry for some people. So yeah. Question: are any of the games they're dropping on Switch 2 coming to Switch 1? Yeah. Did you not watch the direct? Let's see. I complain. First party output from Sony has been lackluster. Yeah, Mario Kart is 8. You play it between games. It's not the main title. Mario Kart is an 8. Mario Kart is an 8. You play it between games. I mean, that's your opinion. Some people obviously disagree with that. Mario Kart 8 sold 70 million copies, and a lot of people have Mario Kart 8 as like their highest played game. So it's your opinion. Doesn't mean it's actually factual. Some people play Mario Kart as their main game. They love it. They play it all the time as a multiplayer game. So it's up to everybody's individual opinion. Pokemon Legends ZA should have been Switch 2 exclusive. I disagree. I think it should have been Switch and Switch 2. It's a Switch 1 game. They already announced it for Switch 1, so you can release it on both and you'll be fine. Just like God of War Ragnarok or just like Horizon Forbidden West. Those were released on PS4 and PS5. Microsoft had a bunch of cross-platform games as well too, so it doesn't really make any sense to do that, in my opinion. Unless you couldn't actually get the game running decently on the Switch 1, then okay, then you make it a Switch 2 exclusive. But there's no need to make it a Switch 2 exclusive right now. Did you play Nintendo Switch Welcome Tour? I haven't yet. No, I haven't played it yet. The cope is real. I should know. Yeah, people are really dealing with that. So what's up, Mr. Julio Martinez? I hope you're doing well. I've been enjoying the Switch 2 with my kids. Yeah, it's been fun, man. Remember when Switch 1 was sold out? Many were saying only scalpers bought Switch 1 and Nintendo's making artificial scarcity. I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember when people said that. You guys play this the same six games for years when it comes to Nintendo. The same 6 games for years when it comes to Nintendo. So what should we play, Jesse? How about that? What should we play? Since you're the smart guy, you're the supreme gamer. Show us your profile. What's your Xbox, PlayStation tags? Let's see what you're playing. Go ahead. Put your tag in the chat. We'll look it up and we'll see what you tell me what we should be playing. Since you want to live our lives, tell us what we should be playing. All right. Put it in the chat. I want to hear. Put your and also put your tag. Put your tag. Put your Xbox, PlayStation, and let's look up what you're playing and tell us what we should be playing then, man. All right. Since you want to tell us, but you only do this. Put your tag. Let's see what you've been playing. Let's go. So I'll just listen to what you want me to do. Okay. So whatever you want me to play, I'll listen to you. All right. So go ahead and put your tag and let me see what you're playing, so I can go off of what you're playing. All right. How about that? Let's see here. What's up, OJ? You gonna play some Mario Kart World while I'm watching, having a blast? Shout outs. Let's go. What's up? Have you had any issues with your Switch 2 overheating? Mine's getting hot. I have had it get a little hot on certain games, but I haven't had any overheating. No, no, not yet. Let's see here. Shorts Mystical with the 5 British pounds says, hey OJ, got my Switch 2. Need your advice on something, but not now. Once again, you've influenced my console choice. Hey, it's all good, man. I'm just trying to give you guys the right information. So thank you for the support. I appreciate that, Shorts Mystical. I'm glad that you're having fun with the system. Let's go. Combo breaks. What I want to know is, do people care so damn much? Some people should try to talk to a girl for the first time. Well, that's what I'm saying. We play the same stuff, so put your tag. Let's see what you've been playing, and I'll take some cues from you, since you're so smart and you're a big gamer. I mean, I've been playing games for 40 years now, I've been playing games. If you look at the decades that I've played games, I think I played games from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and now 2020. So it's 6 decades of games. But I have some blank avatar coming to my stream telling me, you only do this and this. Okay, so what should I play? Put your tag and let's go through your profile and let's see what you play, so you can tell me what I should be playing as a grown man. So let's do it. I haven't seen you put your tag yet. So put your tag. Let's see it, Jesse. I want to know why. So Ryan McCaffrey spelling shouldn't be talking about launch lineup when the Xbox really has games. To his credit, with Ryan, I actually saw him this week, and I didn't say hi to him or anything. Well, actually, I was right next to him at the launch in San Francisco. I was talking to Per Snyder. But yeah, to be fair, he actually said that the Xbox launch lineup was pretty weak too. So I think he just doesn't like launch lineups for systems. That could be it. Let's see, you're so triggered? Not triggered at all. Let me ask you a question, my man. If you're streaming, I've been streaming for how many years? I've been playing games for how many years? I've went through it all, and then somebody comes here and says, you're only playing this. You guys are only used to this. So all I said was show us what we should be playing. because he's over here trying to police our life and what we should like or what we should play. So, okay, put that. Nothing about being triggered. It's about, hey, look, I want to know what I should be playing. So go ahead and put it. I'm just keeping it real. Put what we should be playing. Let me see your profile. Then I'll know what you're playing so I can take some cues. That's it. It ain't nobody triggered. It was an honest question. And he hasn't put his profile yet. He still hasn't. So that shut him the hell up. So that shut his ass up real quick, right? So there you go. Nobody's triggered. Funny how he hasn't put his profile yet. He was talking and talking and talking and talking, and he was just all of a sudden gagged. All of a sudden he got amnesia. He doesn't want to talk no more. Yeah, he was motor mouthing this whole stream. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Yo, what's up, man? On Switch 2, on and off. Haven't touched Mario Kart because been playing DBZ Kakarot. Runs better. You know, it's a bit like the outlines. Yeah. What you're going to get with DBZ Kakarot, I think there's a 30 frames per second cap. So you're going to get a more consistent 30 frames, you know? So yeah. OJ, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, man? Welcome. Shout out to Killer Ninja, though. Let's see here. Sounds like someone tells you that you're not allowed to like FPS or RPGs. Like, just let people enjoy. Sounds like someone tells you that you're not allowed to like FPS or RPGs. People say that. Let's say one of the biggest games. No. Jesse. Put your profile. We ain't doing this, fam. Put your all I'll accept from you is your profile tag. That's all I accept, so I can see what you're playing. So go ahead and put it. I ain't accepting nothing. You took 2-3 minutes. You've been talking. You're number 3 on the community board. You've been talking all stream. I asked you one question to put your tag, and now you want to, and you're not doing it. So I will let you speak when you put your tag, so you can show the whole stream the god gamer that you are. So let's see all your achievements. Let's see all what you've been playing. Let's see you, since you're such a great gamer and you play so much. Put your tag. No. You ain't just gonna be talking in the stream. So I need your tag, and that's it, fam. If you don't put your tag, feel free to not talk, or you can just, like I said, you can just enjoy the stream in silence. All right. So I timed you out for 1 minute. I need your tag so you can show everybody what you've been playing, because you're smarter and you're better than everybody else, right? We're just stupid. We're dumb. We're stupid people. You're smart, right? So put your tag. Put your tag. Go ahead. And that's all I'll accept from you for the rest of the stream until you do it. Once you do it and I can see what you're playing, then I will allow you to speak if you put it. But if you don't put it, you're not putting just other stuff. So no, put your tag. I asked you nicely too. So I said put your tag. If you want to just leave, okay? You don't got to stay here. All of a sudden, you don't want to talk no more about what games you're playing, huh? See, guys, listen. You see what I'm talking about, frauds? Do you see what I'm talking about? Gaming frauds. Gaming frauds. They just be talking. That's why I don't be taking nobody seriously online, fam. Because y'all be talking all sorts of shit. I asked you one thing. We'll put your tag so you can show us what to play. And now you want to just start motor mouthing about something else. Nah, fam. You heard me. Put your tag. Mystical. I'm just keeping it real. If I go to somebody else's stream and I'm sitting here and talking smack about whatever they're liking or whatever, and they ask me, hey, OJ, put your tag then, or Player Essence, I would put it. If you got enough time to sit there and talk, feel free to put your tag, fam. You haven't done it yet. What's up, OJ? Right channel this time. I'm literally leaning towards Switch to an unopened package while enjoying the live stream. Much love, Hokage-san. Thank you so much, Shorts Mystical. Appreciate that, fam. Appreciate it. Let's go. Simple question, man. Simple question. Or simple thing. Can we see a remaster of Last Story Pandora's Tower? I don't know, man. That might be tough. I'm not sure if we can get something like that, but I mean, it's definitely possible. Appreciate the exchange, but this is bad. Appreciate the exchange, but this is bad. Okay, sure. Thank you for the $5. Let's see here. All they do is talk. So I'm here in the chat because I need to take a break from playing some 6 games all the time. Hope you enjoyed the trip to see your brother. I did. Always get some riffraff chatter from Spawnwave on the pre-show. Considering how neutral John is, I'm always surprised how toxic his audience is. Must be RGT's people. Yeah, I mean, lots of people can be toxic, but he has a huge audience. The bigger your audience is, the more toxic it can potentially be. I need to know somebody test external storage on Switch. Guess it doesn't, but it might know. External storage? Like what type of storage we talking about? Like express SD cards? Because that's all it accepts. It doesn't accept anything but express SD cards. That's the only external storage you can use. That's the only one. Let's see here. Hey, should I buy Switch 2 or wait for Switch 3? Oof. Well, if you want to wait like a decade maybe, then you could just say wait for Switch 3. Shout outs to my man Clabby. Does Switch 2 dock lying flat in the vent have anything to do with overheating and dock mode? If so, Nintendo design like that, lying flat in the vent? What do you mean by lying flat? I don't think so, because the fans, from what I understand, the fan is at the top, or like the vents are at the top, so the air ventilates from the top of it. So I don't think it has anything to do with. It's straight up, and the vents are at the top of it. So no, I don't think so. It's okay to call them out, but why not above PS5 power levels, man? It's selling me a $499 console. How are you going to get a hybrid that is above PS5 levels, Wiggle, man? Can you show me? Tell me. I mean, you can buy a ROG Ally X that's not above PS5, and that costs like more than that. So show me how that they can get a system for $450, but somehow above PS5 level. That just seems impossible. But if you have another system that's $500 that is above PS5 level, let me know. For 500, like let me know what system that is as a hybrid device. I don't think that there is one. So unless you want it to explode in your hand and have maybe 25 seconds of battery life, the battery life on the Switch 2 is already not great. All right, thanks for coming out to the stream, Jesse. I appreciate you, fam. So you clearly don't want to put you don't want to put your tag. So you can enjoy the band. You don't want to put your tag, so you're not here to actually. I asked you about the games. You don't want to talk about them, so it's all good, man. Thanks for coming out to the stream. No storage via USB ports. That's too bad. External HUD and support USB. No USB support for that. No, use Express SD cards. That's the type of memory that it uses. Express. Did you have a chance to check out Fast Fusion? I did not have a chance to check out Fast Fusion. I was shocked a bit by the lack of third-party announcements at the Summer Games Fest, expecting something like RE9 coming. RE9 is going to come down the road, guys. The Switch 2 just launched. Dev kits just went out a couple, 2 years or so ago. These games have been in development for years now. So expect it to be at Nintendo's Directs that you get announcements like that. If you look at Resident Evil 4, 5, 6, and even the cloud versions of Resident Evil, those were all announced at Nintendo Directs for the most part. There might have been one or two that wasn't, but all those were announced at Nintendo Directs. So expect announcements at Nintendo Directs, not Summer Games Fest. Cybertoys with the $5 dono.
Micro SD Express. Got my hands on a GameStop 512 gigabytes.
Okay.
Testing it out for janky NES purposes.
Yeah. Test that one out. I mean, I gotta hit up Justin so I can see if I can buy that 512 off of him. OJ, going off your first impression of MK World, is it as good as Mario Kart 8? The track design and fun, interesting. Yeah, I like it more so far, first impressions, more than Mario Kart 8. But then again, I might be a little jaded because I've been playing Mario Kart 8 for like a decade plus, so that could be it. Its basic logic is Switch 2 only has Cyberpunk, and demonstration of how good Switch 2 can be bad is because it's not from Nintendo. Well, if you watch the Digital Foundry Mario Kart analysis, they actually go over a number of different things. That's interesting. Let's see here. Ashoka Tano with the $10 says ROG Ally is a waste of money. I have one, and man, it's a scam. If I have the Steam, I have a Steam Deck, and that's much weaker than ROG Ally, but it works, which is what I want from a PC handheld. Yeah, by the way, if you want a Steam Deck OLED, that costs more than a PS5 as well, and does not have anywhere near the power of a PS5. So I want to know, Mr. Wiggleman, did you say that about Steam Deck when the Steam Deck first came out? Were you going on streams of people talking about Steam Deck and saying it's bad that it's not over the power of a PS5? Were you saying that? Because they're selling the Steam Deck right now for $550 or $400 for the base model, which is same price as the PS5 digital, right? At launch, it's nowhere near as powerful. They're selling the OLED for $550 to $650. So did you go on people's streams talking about that? I don't think you did. I don't think you did. Something tells me you didn't. Let's see. Did you play Bravely Default for the Switch 2? I haven't played it yet. I've been testing backwards compatibility. Switch Mario Kart World. I've been playing a ton of Mario Kart World. I played some Cyberpunk today. So I'll definitely get around to a lot of the games, but like I'm going as fast as I can, I mean, we don't even get remakes on Switch 2. I'm not expecting them to put RE9 that quickly. We don't even got the remakes on Switch 2. The remakes are coming. Yeah, but the Switch 2 just launched. There's still more directs and more time. So give them a little bit more time to actually port everything over. But yeah, they're coming. Let's see here. But I agree. The Legion Go S is much better system. Legion Go S, much better system. Let's see. What do I think of Cyberpunk? It's okay. I just get a little nauseous from the first-person view. But my monitor here is helping. I got a really good OLED, like 240 hertz monitor. So I think that's helping smooth things out a little bit so I don't get so nauseous. And I'm kind of sitting a little bit further back. But yeah, I mean, I wish it was third person, but I understand why it's first person. But I mean, I think I'd fall in love with the game if it was a third person game. I think I'd really, really, really like the game. But I just don't like the first person view. OJ, but it's a PC still. I'm talking about like the power though, because he said he talked about the power of the system. Let's see here. You think we get a summer direct for Nintendo? I think it's possible for sure. I wish micro SD cards were more readily available. 512 and 1 terabyte. Yeah, me too. I haven't been able to get one either. Let's see. Switch 2 is basically Switch Pro complaints. Dumb complaint. Switch 2 sucks. It's not better than Steam Deck. PC YouTubers. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. I mean, PS1 and PS2. PS2 is a better PS1. PS3 is a better PS2. PS4 is a better PS4 is a better PS3. PS5 is a better PS4. 3DS is a better DS. You know, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, GameCube's a better N64. Super Nintendo's a better NES. Like, we've had this for decades now. Let's see here. Cheek Peasley with the $4.99 says, "Hey OJ, how does the display of the Switch 2 compare to the Switch OLED? You think there will be Switch 2 OLED in the future?" There's definitely possibility for a Switch 2 OLED. I don't know when that's coming though because of prices. But in terms of the look of the screen, the Switch OLED screen is still a bit better with certain things. Now, obviously, it doesn't have HDR. It doesn't have certain aspects to it than that, but the screen's actually really nice. It's really nice because it is a newer screen, and like I said, it does have HDR, and obviously the graphics of the Switch 2 are just better overall. But yeah, the OLED still is a bit nicer in terms of like the deep, the dark like blacks and stuff like that. Certain color pop, definitely gonna look better on a Switch OLED. But the Switch 2 screen's still very nice. I was playing Cyberpunk on it today, and I thought it looked good. If you like, it's like the PS Portal screen, which the PS Portal screen is pretty nice too as well. The Portion Slim with the $2 says, "OJ wishes the Switch his own IRL perspective to third person." I wish. Let's see here. Maybe they could make a real console, not a hybrid. Time out. That's not what you were saying before. That's not what you were saying. Now you just want them to make something completely different. Why should they make a regular standard console when the Nintendo Switch 1 sold 150 million? See what I'm saying? Now you're just Now you're going into like the hater territory. Now you're just complaining just to complain, Wiggle Man. You're not actually bringing up legitimate stuff. When I countered your argument about the power for the price when it comes to other things, you just say they should make a completely different thing. You see what I'm saying, man? So I ain't gonna go back and forth with you. I appreciate your support, I do. But see, now you're not actually debating fairly. Now you're just saying they should have just made something different. No, they shouldn't have. The Switch 1 sold 150 million units. Why the heck would they make something different? Why would they not keep going with that? So you can be pleased with power? Just go buy your PS5 Pro or go buy your PC and have fun and have at it. Don't worry about Nintendo then. If you don't like the hybrid platform, then just don't play the system. Don't buy it, don't play it. See, now you're in a whole separate thing. We're not arguing that. You said the power for the price, and I said, well, give me another hybrid that's like that. We're talking about the Switch 2 and what it is. We're not talking about it should have been something different. That's a whole separate argument. Because you lost, because you were wrong, and you lost, and you know you couldn't mention another system that gives you that, so therefore you have to completely make a different argument. That's not it, man. Come on now. Come on now. Don't be like that, fam. Don't be like that. See, like that shit works on Twitter, but it don't work here. All right. That works on Twitter, but it don't work here, man. You made a whole different thing, bro. Obviously, the hybrid was the right route to go. Why would you not go in the hybrid route? What good reason? So you can have more power for what? The Switch 1 outsold every single other powerful console. The PS5 Pro was not selling any type of crazy numbers. That's the most powerful console. It's $700. That's not selling any type of crazy numbers. Most people don't have the highest end graphics cards on PC. Most people don't have an Xbox One X. Most people didn't buy that system either. You're sitting here and saying they should do this, they should do that. For what? To please yourself? No. Just go buy your PS5 Pro. Go buy your Xbox Series X or go buy your PC with the highest graphics card and be happy. Stop worrying about budget Nintendo. Just go buy what you want and be happy. Stop worrying about a hybrid. People like hybrids. People like to be able to play anywhere. People like, for business and for travel, like to be able to play anywhere that they want. People like that. There needs to be room in the market for something like that, not just what you want. So it's weird. It's weird, man. It's weird. So it's all good. Mario having PS5 power doesn't really matter. Like, it don't really matter at all. It really doesn't. It's all about the game design, and it's about the actual game design and content and the gameplay. That's what it's really about. The power is enough in the system to make a really incredible Mario game. You'll see. I mean, look at Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey is bigger and more impressive than Astrobot. Astrobot just got better graphics, but in terms of what the game is, how big the games are, Mario Odyssey is bigger than any platformer that I've seen on PS5. So it's about the actual, it's about the actual content in the game and how it's designed, not about how much power you think the system has. That's going to make it better or not. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Nintendo should just quit and do something else. Make like Uno cards. Yeah, there you go. Switch to better get a Redemption Star Fox game after the Wii U one. I think that we'll see something Star Fox on the Switch too. Yeah. I drive a big truck and all over the country, and I couldn't be more happy with Switch. And now Switch 2, they're perfect for people like me. And even if you, like I said, if you travel, like I was just in San Francisco for the launch, I was able to play the Switch 2 on my ride back from getting the system itself, you know, or at least just, you know, kind of turn it on a little bit. But I was able to play it at my brother's house. He was able to play portable when he was there on the plane ride back. I was able to play Mario Kart World on the plane ride back. So having the versatility, because Nintendo's used to having a portable and a home console, having it combined into one brings the best of both. And you also have to remember that Nintendo sold more portable systems than they've sold whole home consoles. Nintendo only has like one dedicated home console that's ever even sold more than 80 million. I mean, everything else is sold underneath that. So you look at the NES, that sold 60 million. The Super Nintendo sold about 50 million. The N64 sold about 30 something million. The GameCube sold about 20 something million. The Wii sold a lot. That sold 101 million, but then the Wii U sold 13 million. So they actually haven't had a traditional brick, system to sell anything above 60 million. Their best is literally the NES. Outside of the Wii, if you remove the Wii, their best in terms of home console sales is 60 million. When it comes to portables, they've been able to sell 118 million Game Boys. They've been able to sell 80 plus million GBAs. They've been able to sell 150 something million DSs. They sold 75 million 3DSs. They also sold 70 million Game & Watches back in the day. They sold a ton of those Game & Watches back in the day. So making a hybrid system is probably the best bet for everyone involved, not just people that just want power and PS5. You know what I'm saying? It's probably for everyone. You got to look at it from a consumer base. I think it would be a bad idea to do that, considering how much success that they've had making portables. I think a hybrid route was probably the best option. Let's see, traditional brick system, handheld as Nintendo's B&B period. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I get some people and how they feel when it comes down to that, but there's systems for you. There's systems for that. Just get a PC. If you get a PC, you'll be able to do all that, So yeah. The next 3D Mario will be the best Mario game. I don't know if it's going to be the best Mario game. I can't sit there and say that. Will they release a new Smash for Switch 2? Of course they will. So tired of people calling Switch 2 just Switch Pro when they have never even had their hands on the system yet. I get called a person who is helping support crappy companies sad. Yeah, anybody who plays the Switch 2, you know that it's not just a Switch Pro. It's significantly, it's a better Switch, but the PS5 isn't a PS4 Pro, Pro. The PS5 isn't a PS4 Pro, since there already is a PS4. It's significantly stronger than the Switch 1. So a Switch Pro would have been weaker than what the Switch 2 actually is. It would have been probably a lot weaker than what the Switch 2 is for a Pro model. Usually they don't really go, if we believe them, 10 times stronger. They don't really go that much stronger. But I think you can just tell by the fact that they can emulate Switch 1 games so well to the point to where they look considerably better on just straight up, or they run considerably better just straight up off of brute force. That tells you, right, that the system is definitely significantly better. A Switch Pro might have not been able to run it the way that the games run it. Like I said, might have not, depending on how much they put in there. But if it's a Switch Pro, I doubt they would have put as much power and everything into the system that they did. Because Pro systems usually aren't, they're more powerful, but they're not a whole step above like the Switch 2 is compared to the Switch 1. So that's kind of how I see it, at least. Not to mention the law of diminishing returns. Mario PS5 would it look much better than Odyssey? I mean, it looks sharper. I think that's really what it comes down to, you know. So yeah. Never like those brick systems where you need to wall play games. Prefer handhelds and portable. Yeah, a lot of different, you know, places prefer that. So I mean, I know like Asia definitely prefers more portable, especially Japan in particular prefers more that. But I mean, everybody has their own, you know, what they like and what they don't like. So yeah. Elder Scrolls 6 tomorrow. I hope so. I think that'd be cool. The way the games look on Switch 1 versus Switch 2 is a night and day, so people drop the Switch Pro stuff. Yeah, it's pretty night and day. Like, if you go to, like, PS4 to PS4 Pro, I mean, it looks better on PS4, some of the games, but for the most part, the games actually run the same. Like, they'll increase the resolution. Some of them might have a little bit better frame rate and stuff, but often you won't see games actually run significantly better. Now, on Xbox One X, yes, but the problem was the CPU bottleneck. That was the problem with those systems. Not necessarily the GPU side, but the CPU side. They still had not necessarily the best, so there was limited in what they can do. Also, Microsoft and Sony made rules that you cannot make PS4 Pro exclusive or Xbox One X exclusive games. So therefore, there was also that limit as well. But most developers wouldn't do that anyway, because then you're cutting off a huge chunk of the base in order to sell the game to. So yeah, the jump between, it's not necessarily a pro jump. It's definitely more of a next generation jump. And the jump is absolutely bigger than what we saw from like the Wii U to the Switch. I think that the jump there is clearly much, much, much bigger than that. So yeah, to me, I see it as more of like an actual next generation follow-up for Nintendo, more so than it's, I don't think it's a pro version of a system. And I have all the pro versions. I have the Xbox One X. I have Nintendo's pro versions too, like a new Nintendo 3DS, right? Like I have a Nintendo DSi. I have a DSi. That's like a pro version. A DSi is a bit stronger than a DS. It's a bit stronger. Not a lot stronger. It's a bit stronger. A new Nintendo 3DS is a bit stronger than a 3DS. It's not a lot stronger, but it's a bit stronger. So I think it's definitely above stuff like that, you know. Bought Echoes of Wisdom to play on Switch 2, yay or nay? Definitely yay. It runs better now. And it has like HDR. It looks sharper. I hope Monolith Soft makes a small team that does patch, and you can pay for add-on extra graphical features in Xenoblade Chronicles game, including each story DLC. I think a free updates would be good, but the games are massive, so I don't know how long they're going to do that or how long it's going to take for them to get something like that done, you know? So, well, Game Boy, I didn't mention Game Boy Advance SP because Game Boy Advance SP is more like the OLED. You see what I'm saying, House Gang? The OLED just had a better display screen. It wasn't stronger. The internals weren't more powerful like the DSi or like the new Nintendo 3DS, but the display was better. So I kind of see the Game Boy Advance SP, I see that as like a Nintendo Switch OLED. More so than anything, yeah. Persona 4 remake coming to Switch 2. Apparently there's some rumors that, yeah, it's coming, but it might not come at the same time due to development kits and stuff like that. So might not be ready at the same time that it's on there. So it might not get announced at the same time as Xbox and PlayStation. Nintendo might save that for the holidays. Might save what for the holidays? People actually read what I type. Why would you? People read what you type, man. Yeah. Can we see Mario Maker 3 getting mouse controls? Yes, it's possible. It's definitely possible. Oh, I think I did miss Random Gaming Entertainment. Thank you for the $2 dono. He says, "Hey haters, do you know if that IJ also has? Oh, you mean OJ also has a PS5 too? Yeah, I have a PS5. I have a standard PS5. I have a PS5 Pro. I have an Xbox One X. I mean, maybe you know what? I'm actually close to making my game room, setting it up. I just cleaned up this place." So maybe I will move over and I will show you guys my little wall over here of systems. I have GameCube, PS2, PS1, Xbox, or game. I don't know where my PS1 is, but I have 2 GameCubes up here. I have an Xbox 360. I have a PS3 Slim. I have a PS4. I have a PS4 Pro. I have like a lot of systems. Like I've played damn near everything, you know, at least with the big 3, you know, at least with the big 3. So yeah, I got a PS5 and I got a PS5 Pro. So yeah. Let's see. I just want to know had HD plus 1600 by 900 pixels. I don't know what that 900 like. What does that mean? Because it's 4K. Yeah, the system can output 4K. Let's see. Cyber Taurus with the $5 dono. Ninja Peach.
Did you look at Astral Chain yet? I spent 45 minutes in it and thought it looked like controlling the legions were a little more smooth in their movement.
I did see VG24 or VG Video Games Chronicle VGC. They did it, but I didn't play it. I just saw it, and it still runs at 30. Maybe it's more consistent and smooth in most places. And I'm not sure if it actually runs smoother or anything like that though, or it controls smoother. I'm not so sure about that.
Just got done playing a couple of hours of Mario Kart World with my wife and family. They loved it.
Nice,
and Rainbow
nice.
Road is crazy.
Yes, it is. It's so crazy that I don't even want to talk about it because it might be a little bit of a spoiler because it's quite possibly the greatest Rainbow Road of all time. So definitely play all the tracks, beat the Grand Prix, then head to Rainbow Road, guys. It is a experience. It's fun. Let's see here. No Dreamcast or OG Xbox, dude, really? No Dreamcast or OG Xbox, dude, really? What does that mean? Yes, I have a Dreamcast. Yes, I have a Dreamcast. And I think I have an OG Xbox. I don't know where it is, though. I think my brother might have it. I'm not 100% sure where that one is, but I don't have it here with me. But I have OG Xbox games, and I play the OG Xbox. And yes, I have a Dreamcast as well. Yeah, I do. What did you think of the Sony show? It was an A for me. Minato says you missed the super chat. Yeah, I got the super chat. Thank you guys. Sorry about that, Random Game Entertainment. Thank you for the two British pounds. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, I don't know if it was an A. I didn't watch it live. But yeah, I saw the game announcements, and yeah, it's okay. It's good. Finally got my Switch 2 OJ. Hey, shout out to Ryan Cardinal. Let's go. I need Astral Chain 2 version. Yeah, I would love a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Astral Chain where they just completely, do a bunch of stuff. That'd be awesome. So yeah. Did anyone test out Lost Woods on Switch 2? I don't even know what Lost Woods is. I don't know what that is. Let's see here. Says no one said it wouldn't sell but myself, but still having Mario Kart, only Mario Kart World is the sole new game. The sole new game is weak. Sole new game from Nintendo, because there's other new games on the system. So like sole new game from Nintendo just by themselves. I mean, that's very similar to the Switch 1. Switch 1 had Breath of the Wild, which was a Wii U game as well. Switch 1 also had 1-2 Switch. I mean, if you count that. So I mean, are we counting Welcome Tour? So. So it's kind of very similar to the Switch. And then next month is Donkey Kong. They're going to spread out the releases. They're not going to just launch with I don't know what people were expecting. If they were expecting Nintendo to launch with 5 games or 3 or 4 games, they're not going to launch a system with 3 or 4 first-party games, big first-party games. They're going to spread their games out throughout the year. I mean, like most platforms do. Donkey Kong is next month, yeah. Don't forget Spawncast like last week. I will not forget Spawncast. I will not forget it. Justin with the $3 dono. I appreciate that. Let's go.
I tested Pokemon Unite. It runs smooth 60 FPS if anyone likes that game.
Yeah, Pokemon Unite definitely was a little... I mean, it was okay. It still ran okay, but yeah, a little choppy at times. Sometimes. So I'm okay with them spreading out title release. I mean, they could have probably launched Donkey Kong and Mario at the same time and then have a little drought where there wasn't a game for the next couple months. But I think it's better to actually spread the titles out, but that's just my opinion, I mean, if you don't like the launch lineup or if you don't feel that it's very good, just wait for there to be more games for you, if you want to get it. Most people, I would say, if you're buying it at launch, is because you're buying it because of the games that are coming out for the year, not for the games that are just there day one. You're buying it because you want to play Mario Kart or you want to play Bravely Default or whatever, but then you're also saying, okay, next month I'm going to get this, and then next month I'm going to get this. I mean, if they overloaded the launch with 3 or 4 games, I mean, you can't play 3 games all at one time. You can only play kind of one game at a time, or you can try to play multiple games, but it doesn't make sense from a marketing standpoint. It doesn't make sense from a money standpoint for fans out there to be buying 4 or 5 big first-party games. They're going to cannibalize each other in sales, so it doesn't make any sense. It's just better to just release them every month, And the funny thing is, I actually put that on Twitter, and guess who liked my comment and said that's the right idea? Kit Ellis from the Kit and Krista podcast. By the way, he was the marketing guy. He was one of the marketing guys for Nintendo. So that makes sense. Let's see here. I got the Switch 2, 11 Mario Kart World Super Hyper Prime 4. Yeah. You think 3D Mario comes next year? I think 3D Mario is announced this year and comes early next year, before the end of the fiscal year. Let's see here. I think the issue is that launch game is a multiplayer and not a big single player game, and that's fair if you want to say that. Some people think that actually might be a strength because there's more replay value in that than, like, let's just say like let's say Donkey Kong launches instead, right? Like, and that's like a 20-hour experience. Okay, well, you burn through that in a week and then you're done. Then, okay, what next? So I think that it's subjective in terms of it. Like, a big single-player experience compared to, like, a huge multiplayer experience. I mean, you can play Mario Kart by yourself, too, if you want to. Like, it's not like it's not Fortnite, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like it's a dependent on multiplayer. Like, you can still play single-player stuff in Mario Kart as well. So I think that, personally, if I'm Nintendo, I go with the game that sold 70 million copies, you know, then, like, let's say going like with Metroid Prime or something like that, right? I think it's smart to launch with the game that sold 70 million and was one of the big reasons why the Switch 1 sold so well. I think that's a smart idea, but I mean, maybe you guys know more than me. I don't know. People think this is PlayStation or Xbox and we won't get any games for the next few years. Do you think a new Fire Emblem game is coming soon? I would rather hold out for a new one than pick up Fire Emblem Engage. I think a new Fire Emblem game is definitely in development, yeah. I would say if you like Fire Emblem though, play Engage. I think it's really good. I have not tried out Rune Factory, but I plan on trying out Rune Factory, yeah. Have you tried Tears of the Kingdom? I have tried Tears of the Kingdom. It runs flawlessly 60 frames. It's good. Yeah. I don't know about the photos though in terms of Switch 1 quality or anything like that. I don't care about photo modes and all that, so yeah. I didn't take any pictures. For me, I always get more replay value out of multiplayer games. Mario Kart is a better launch title. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that, you know, Mario Kart is a good title to launch the system with, because it's going to be selling for the whole entire duration of the Switch launch, and there's going to be new games coming out, you know, throughout the year that are single player games. So I don't know. I mean, me personally, I think it's a smart idea. Mario Kart is the best selling game on the Switch 1. So it makes sense to launch a game that sold 70 million copies on the Switch 2 as the launch title. But that's just me. And like I said, replay value is good. So I think, once again, it's subjective. Some people think that maybe it should have been, but I think that you sell more systems with Mario Kart at launch than you do with Donkey Kong or Metroid Prime 4 or something like that. But that's just me. I'm just going off of facts, you know. I'm just going off of facts, a little bit of my opinion, I guess, and facts of what we've seen. That's all. Let's see. Knockout Tour is torture in single player. Torture in single player. Man, it helps you get good though. Hey, what's up, Creosenbaum? How come Dreamcast Lie isn't on the Spawn? Okay, Dreamcast guy isn't on the Spawncast anymore. I need some comic relief. I don't know why. Like I said, he might come back at some point. You know, who knows? You know. I don't know. I don't handle the guests. That's John's thing, you know. OJ, when do you think the main Zelda will drop? I think Zelda drops in 2027. I think it gets announced next year and probably drops the following year, or it gets announced in 2027 and drops 2027. So 2 years. Because Tears of the Kingdom wrapped up development in 2022. So 2022, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. That gives them 5 years to make a good Zelda game. So I'm gonna go 2027. Mario Kart's amazing family party game. It was the right choice. Yeah. My family and I have been playing a blast with passing the Switch 2, creating priceless memories. Yeah, that's what it's about, man. Can you see my comments? I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. Welcome to the stream. I don't know why everyone is on Switch 2 hate parade. It's by far the best Nintendo launch release in recent memory. Switch 2 is a beast. I think some people forget actually what happened with Switch 1. Like, I actually think people legitimately forgot the Switch 1 launch lineup. I think people forgot the 3DS launch lineup, and I think people forgot the Wii U's launch lineup. I think that's the reason why. So yeah, I think people just forgot, honestly. Like, because if you go back and look at the launches, you know, they haven't been flushed with all sorts of incredible big first-party Nintendo games. Like, that just, like, it hasn't happened. Like, the last time, like I said, people have to go back to, like, the Wii or the GameCube, you know, when Nintendo made SD games, you know, when they didn't even make games in HD. Like, they can't mention anything recent. And then, like, don't even bring up Microsoft and Sony in terms of recent. Don't even bring up them. If you do that, that's when things go really bad. So I think people are just, they legitimately forgot. You know, I think people just forget. Which is okay. We're all human. We all forget things. I forget things all the time, you know. So, let's see here. A few months after Tears of the Kingdom launch, Aonuma said the next Zelda hasn't started development. He never said that. Yeah, he never said that. I had a buddy from work who said Sony fan who was clowning me for Switch 2 love. Once I showed him Street Fighter Switch 2, he turned into a believer. That's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. He did not. He did not. Because Mr. Fubiashi said literally the exact opposite. They're always thinking of new ideas and what they want to do for the next Zelda. So Mr. Fubiashi said something completely different. So, nah. One thing that you'll learn in game development is that they're always working. Let me tell you something right now. Nintendo's always working on the next new Zelda. They're always working on the next new Mario. They're always working on the next new big franchise game. They're never not working on that. They're always doing work on the games. That's one thing that you have to realize with Nintendo, man. They don't just sit down and let's just the Zelda team just sitting there twiddling their thumbs around. That's not true. That's just not true. Remember when Mr. Alnuma said, "Yeah, we don't have any Skyward Sword in development, right now. We don't have any Skyward Swords not coming right now." Yeah, right. Remember that? Oh, there's nothing there. And all of a sudden, Skyward Sword pops up. Oh, well, now we're working on it. Oh, yeah, now it's a thing. Technically, we were just, maybe it wasn't quite a thing when we were talking, but now it's a thing. Oh, man. Did you see that the Kirby upgrade is $29.99? Have you tried it? The Kirby upgrade, I think it's $19.99, not $29.99. And no, because it's not out yet. The Kirby upgrade.
Just to wrap up the week of trolling, 15 minutes to Spawncast. Don't be tardy tears of joy.
All right, shout outs. 15 minutes to Spawncast. Let's go. Thank you for the $5 dono. I appreciate that. Thank you, man. Shout outs to Cyber Taurus. Oh man. Except for New Super Mario Bros. U, that was last minute. I don't recall them saying anything like that, but that's fine. Let's see here. Do you think they'll add Wind Waker Remastered? I just bite the bullet and play it on NSO. If you have a Wii U, I'd say play it on there, but like if not, then you might want to. But the Wii U version is definitely better. So Switch 2 is the biggest graphical leap in gaming because Switch was behind other consoles of its gen. I wouldn't say that it's the biggest graphical leap. I don't know. I have to look at all the different systems. I mean, like if you're talking about like we're talking like what about like PS2 to PS3? That was a pretty big graphical leap. Or even like PS1 to PS2 is a pretty big graphical leap as well. So are you talking about like in modern gaming, or are you talking about just in general? It's not that they forgot about Switch 1 launch. It's that they don't want to remember, pretend to forget. Either way, regardless of whether they pretend to forget or they did forget, it doesn't really matter. The point is, a lot of times like when people say that, they don't actually put the other launches. Like they say, this is the worst launch lineup ever. And then I'll say, okay, well, here's the Switch 1 launch lineup. Here's the 3DS launch lineup. They're like, oh, well, then they just make a different excuse. Like what I would like is for people, if you're going to say that, at least put the lineups. Like if you're going to go on Twitter and say that, put the lineups and say, hey, here's the reason why it's not as good. Just don't just say it. So, and if you call that out, or if you say like, oh, well, I don't know about that, people will call you names. They'll call you, say you're defending and all this and that, when it's just like the factual truth that the Switch 2 has a more variety of games. You know what I'm saying? Like it's factually true that it has a more variety of games over Switch 1. Like it's not my opinion. It's factually true. So people get mad at stuff like that. Or even if you want to look at like review, however way you want to put it, review scores, Metacritic, actual amount of games, compatibility with backwards compatibility, NSO, like whatever you want to say. Like Switch 2 beats it out, classes Switch 1, and is factually better in terms of the amount and the variety of genres and what you can play. So people get mad when I say that, some people get upset. So yeah. Let's see. Can I say one thing? Smash Online works now. Yes, modern. I mean, listen, it's the same online. They didn't change the online. So there's no patch. There's no patch or anything like that, So yeah. I don't know if this is me thinking where you start feeling confused and start removing your original Switch Joy-Cons like the Switch 2 and start yeah, you're probably just so used to removing. Yeah, so it's just motor. That's called motor memory, MGD. That's something that we learn a lot in kinesiology, that sometimes you do things because you're so used to doing something like a practice, right? That even when you're thinking about it, your brain tells you, oh, it's motor memory. I just got to do this. But then you end up doing something else. So, or it ends up being that you need to do something else. So that's actually really common and normal. I've made a million motor memory mistakes in our life, and it's not going to be the first or the last time that you have, motor memory stuff. That's a problem. So, for example, I'll give you guys one example. Back in the day, back when there was cartridges, I was so used to opening up a flap, right, and then putting a game in. So I remember one time when I got the Super Nintendo, I didn't put the game straight in. I tried to see if I can open a flap because I was so used to opening the flap on the NES that I totally, for my brain, just naturally went to go open the flap when you need to put the cartridge in the top. Same thing goes from like when we went from cartridges to CDs. Sometimes I forgot you gotta press the button. One time I just tried to jam the game on top of the GameCube, and I felt like a complete idiot. Like I took the game and I put it on top of the GameCube like I was loading it into an N64 or a Super Nintendo. So you also have to so motor memory's funny. Like mine's worse than yours because at least yours is Switch 1 versus Switch 2, right? And that's a more complex movement when it comes to Joy-Cons. Me, I'm a complete moron, and I took a freaking GameCube mini disc and slammed it on top of my GameCube as if it was a freaking N64 cartridge, So that's completely normal to have some mistakes like that, dude. Mine's been much worse in gaming. So yeah. Let's see here, bro. You're showing your age. Oh, I make no mistake that I'm old. I've been playing since the NES. I actually started playing games in the arcade, old school arcade era, Space Invaders, Pong. What else? I played Atari. I played all sorts of ghetto old systems back in the day. I make no mistake. I like being old. Being old is fun. I've been unk for a long time. Let's see. OJ, will you be playing Marvel Tokon? Maybe I'll check it out for sure. Have you seen the Kirby controller? I have not seen the Kirby controller. Let's see. When I bought my 12-year-old cousin an SNES Mini, she didn't know which controller 1P went in. Yeah. I didn't notice the battery drains really quick on the big graphical games. Really, if you don't want better graphics, you have to sacrifice something in console. Yeah, absolutely. If you're playing like the big graphical games, I highly suggest using auto, or adjust the brightness yourself. Don't have it at max. Obviously, if you have HDR on, you got to turn that off if you want more battery time. So you just got to do a couple different things in terms of to get the battery time. But yeah, if you're playing portable mode, 1080p, HDR, DLSS, all these different things are going to drain the battery way more than Switch 1 at least. So yeah, if you want to save the battery, definitely watch the brightness and all that. If you're using Bluetooth as well, Bluetooth will also drain the battery. So yeah, it's just tough. Like with these more higher powered systems, I figured that the battery life wasn't going to be as good as like a Switch 1, when it comes to the bigger graphical games, because a lot of those games not even running at, barely 720p, some of those games weren't even at 720p. They were under 720p, and didn't support HDR, didn't support DLSS, didn't support, all the different graphical bells and whistles that Switch 2 has. What games did you pick up on Switch 2? I picked up Cyberpunk and picked up Mario Kart World, for right now. But I'm going to get more games, though. I've been playing a lot of backwards compatibility. I thought that Mario Kart World and Cyberpunk are good, plus the backwards compatibility are good, like, to review the system on. But I'll pick up Room Factory, I'll pick up Bravely Default, I'll pick up a number of other games as we go along. Let's see. There's a setting to keep battery life at 90 to extend the life. Yeah, that's over the course of the time, right? That extends it. So yeah, I have that option ticked. Think tomorrow Xbox Showcase might see Ninja Gaiden 4 release date, Gears Reloaded pre-order. Yeah, probably. Those seem safe bets. Did you play GameCube games yet? Yeah, I did. I tested out F-Zero GX, and I put a little clip on Twitter. Yeah, it plays really good. I have the GameCube controller if you haven't seen it. Let me show you guys. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I have the GameCube controller right here. So it actually plays really well, GameCube controller. So yeah, I have that, and it's good. It's good. I gotta check out Soul Calibur, and I gotta check out Wind Waker. But so far with F-Zero GX, it plays at 60. It's super nice. You can have suspend points. I can finally actually beat F-Zero GX. I can actually like beat the game and get through it because I am garbage at F-Zero games. So now I can actually get through the game. So yeah. No, I'm not gonna be late to the Spawncast again. I'll be on time. I will be on time. Yeah, GX is tough, man. GX is tough. The first game that I played in my life, probably like Space Invaders or Pong or something. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. So yeah. All right, man. YouTube been arguing all stream. Just relax. Just relax for the 5 minutes. Just enjoy the stream, guys. Just relax for the 5 minutes. All right, guys. Let's see here. John X. What's up, John X? What will be the first new AAA RPG on Switch 2? The first new AAA RPG on Switch 2? New as in not announced yet? Or new as in already announced? Because like Borderlands 4 would probably be my next guess, would be the, or if you're talking like first party, but that's the next new AAA RPG on Switch 2 would be Borderlands 4. That I can, maybe there might be something else that I haven't thought about, but yeah, Borderlands 4 would be it. This is not GameCube is garbage right now on Switch. The huge input lag feels like tough water through Wind Waker. Dolphin is king. Yeah, I don't know about. I don't have any lag on. I literally played F-Zero GX and I didn't feel any lag or anything like that. So I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe did any of you guys have a bunch of lag and all input lag and all that with the GameCube on Switch? Because I didn't have that. I swear I didn't. Hell, I can boot it up right now and show you guys. I didn't feel like I had any lag, and I'm not capping. I didn't have any lag when I played F-Zero. Yeah, I'm coming to this. I'll be on the Spawncast. I'm gonna leave in like the next like 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah, I did test Scarlet. I put that on Twitter. I did test Scarlet and Violet. The Teal Mask DLC. I went to a place that was like really bad, and like I flew through the sky, and it was raining, and there's a bunch of Pokemon, and it runs perfect. It still doesn't look good. The graphics still aren't good. They're still bad, and Game Freak definitely needs to do better with the next one. But yeah, it definitely is a big improvement. Draw distance, frame rate, resolution, the loading times, like everything's just way better. Everything's just way better. OJ, I speak for everyone, and I think we need you to stay on the stream for another hour. No reason. Shut up, Psychophile. I didn't notice anything with Soul Calibur. Okay, you didn't notice anything with Soul Calibur. Didn't play GameCube yet. It might be its connection. No lag when I was playing Soul Calibur 2. Says, yeah, maybe just bad. Yeah, it could be a bad monitor. Now, once again, I'm playing on a 240 hertz monitor with a direct connection, with a incredible capture card, with the super low latency. You know, I'm playing with all high speed cables and, you know, everything. My equipment's great. You know what I'm saying? My monitor is pricey. I have a which I'm still thinking I probably like, part of me says there's no reason for me to buy the monitor that I bought, but I knew that I was going to need it to get the best capture footage and to have, like, you know, my gameplay. Like, I didn't want to have a monitor going, it's like my old monitor would go black every, like, you know, 3 seconds. Like, I would just get a blank screen. Like, not 3 seconds, sorry, like every 10 minutes or so it'd go blank. So I really needed a new monitor, and I didn't want to cheap out and get something that wasn't going to be up to what the, you know, what the Switch 2 could at least do. I wanted to get a nice one so I didn't have any issues. So yeah, my monitor and my equipment's incredible. So maybe that's it. But I mean, everybody's equipment is different, you know. So yeah, I only tried it once so far. It feels good though. Okay. Can I borrow your Switch 2 mascot? OJ, I'm worried Pokemon might try to go crazy with 10 gen and frame rate would be worse. I don't think that they will. I don't think they're going to try to go crazy. I think they'll probably scale things back from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but I don't think the graphics are going to be incredible. I don't think so. I think they finally have enough power to do what they want to do, though, like to be able to have a good, decent frame rate and stuff like that. I think they have enough overhead. Expect people to still complain about the graphics, Felipe, but I think that they have enough overhead and power now to actually to where it's not going to be too bad, you know. So Slim with the tool says Spawncast doesn't start for another 4 hours. Don't worry. Oh, shut up, guys. I'm about to leave right now. Thank you guys for getting me to 100 on the combo board, though. Let's go, man. Let's go. So yeah, knockout league with 24 past guests. Oh, that'd be interesting. That'd be fun. Yeah, I got to get a better TV for sure. 1080p 60 frames, but I want 120. Yeah, I mean 1080p 60 will get the job done, Chris. Like, you don't have to rush out and go get a new TV for that. 1080p 60 frames will get the job done, but yeah, like, if you're looking at like Metroid Prime 4, right, then yeah, I mean clearly that's gonna be 120 frames, but yeah, like it's not like you can wait till Black Friday, you know, give yourself some time, maybe save up, you know, a couple $50 here, $50 there, then kind of put it together, and then maybe get something decent, you know, for Black Friday. You could probably find something for like, you know, $200, $300. That'd be a pretty good TV, pretty good 4K 120 frames per second TV, you know. Might not have all like the other stuff, like the OLED and all the other things that are like all the snazzy stuff, but I think it'll be good for gaming, like a Vizio or something like that, you know. See, when are we getting Prime 4? For God's sakes, I think we're going to get a release date for Prime 4 very soon. I think it's going to be at the next Nintendo Direct. So yeah. You've been late to the Spawncast. What are they talking about? Okay. So yeah, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Huge turnout for today's stream. Thank you guys so much. A lot of trolling at the beginning, but it was very interesting. We kind of gagged the trolls from the beginning. But it was fun. So thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. If you're not watching the Spawncast, I highly suggest watching the Spawncast. But if you're not watching the Spawncast, check out my video where we went over the potential massive sales update for the Switch 2. For those who don't know, it's unconfirmed right now, but Nintendo might have sold 3 million systems in 24 hours, which is a new record by that would be more than double the amount the PS4 did in 24 hours back in 2012 or 2013. But once again, that's unsubstantiated. Nintendo Prime says that he has 3 separate sources that told him that. Paul Gale, I guess, has 1 source. So we have to wait and see. It might not be that. But we'll see. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. Check out my most recent video. I go over that with what Prime had to say. So if you didn't watch his video, or if you haven't seen that video on it, watch the video. It's right there that you can head over to the Spawncast as well. So thank you guys so much for coming out. Check out the video. Put it in your watch later, or at least open it up and, you know, all that. And I will see you guys over at the Spawncast. All right, guys. Peace out. Love y'all. Thank you for the support, too, guys. You guys were awesome today. Thank you so much.